Oh, hello, everybody, and welcome to Bleach Manga Chapter 650, live reaction and review, The Theatre Suicide Scene 4. When we left off, Lily resurrected himself. He pierced through Lily's throat and thought he had won the battle, but the enemy still lives. He just won't die, the bastard. Oh my god, what's happened to his face? Whoa. Lily has hair. What the hell? Who would have thought he'd survive even after I cut his head off? It looks like he's got me good this time. Are you okay, Shunsui? Whoa, he looks like a bird. That's right. That's right. This is what despair looks like, Kyoku Shunsui. No weapon can kill me, and even if my head is lopped off with your Ryatsu, it won't kill me. Those that have sinned will look at this form and feel hopelessness. Oh, good God. I am immortal. I am invincible. I am the one, the chosen one that will serve God and erase all the sinners, well, that dare go against God and his messenger. Whoa. Is there more to... Oh, wait, what? Oh. What the fuck was that? You aren't there. So you still have enough energy left in you to escape my divine retribution. I never took Lily for the religious type. This is like a turnaround for his character. Even with that large gaping hole in his stomach, exactly. Nothing less expected of a captain commander. How sinful. Sakuranosuke. Let's escape. What? Oh, is that Kana saying that? Kanten. Yeah, that's the one. We're up against someone that survived Karimatsu Shinju. I've run out of ideas already. Oh god. You've fought enough already, hanging on to your very last breath and consciousness. I'm sure no one would blame you even if you escape. Come. Close your eyes and I'll take you with me. What? Shunsui-san. Oh, past! Please wake up. Oh, never mind. Fucking hell, Nano. Ruined my moment. Please wake up. Wake up, Captain. Nanao-chan. Thank God, I thought. Please don't speak. Please take my Zanpakuto. What? I beg your pardon? Huh? This isn't the time to hesitate. Hurry. Forget about the promise you made with my mother. What? Please. Huh? What Oh god. I thought it was getting a little noisy, so the vice captain's back too. After all he did to let you escape, you really don't know how to appreciate life, do you? So sinful. Okay, you. Oh, is he saying okay, you? Whoa. Shunsui is just going all out, but what did now meant? The promise... Oh, we're getting past next week. Hopefully. He got away again. My eyes are getting really dry. They dry up every time I look at something. So sinful for so long. Whoa, what? Are we under rubble? So you know then, about your mother? Yes. This whole time? Yes. the, the kid! Oh wait, what? Here, I can never win against you. I guess there's nothing I can do. I'll return her to you. Whoa! You're kidding! You... Oh, Kubo. Ho ho ho. Be right back. Okay, now this is kind of ironically surprising. not in a sense, but again, I'm going back to the filler anime of Bleach. Remember when we had the episode focused around hold on. I need to double check if Kikotsu isn't Bleach Shunsui. Come on, boy. I need to actually double check this because I can never remember. Yeah, Kanten Kikotsu. So Kikotsu. So right, the episode itself was focused around Kikotsu and Nanao herself dealing with the sword beast, and you know, Kikotsu was a little bit of what was the attention that Kanten was receiving, and looking back on it, I always thought that they were one in the same. Not like Kikotsu was, now Zanpakuto, because that would be ludicrous. Because even I wouldn't have figured something like that out. But looking back on it, it's interesting that Kikotsu and Nanao would team up like that. Like, obviously it's Nanao being the vice captain for a captain and looking out for someone because she knows what her captain is like. But it's like it was purposefully done. Yes, I know it's anime original, but like, and me finding out last week that all these Zanpakuto spirits were designed by Kubo himself. It's just like it makes you wonder how much was actually planned then, even if it was filler. So the chapter itself was very interesting. The main point being the fact that Lily can change himself. Now, to be perfectly honest, I don't think he's actually immortal or invincible. I do think that there's a certain amount of time he can resurrect himself or like change his form. Like, if he was truly immortal, then he would be able to regenerate, his actual head. Now, that's probably only true when it comes down to his Volstanding, but to be perfectly honest, like, if he was that immortal and invincible and all that, he wouldn't have needed to go into his Volstanding to begin with. So, to be perfectly honest, with the regeneration of his head and how it changed, and his personality being topped over, I think there's more than one personality inside of Lily. Now, that does kind of sound like a stretch, but the way he's talking about sin and all that, it just doesn't make any sense for Lily, because, like, again, he's the hunter. So far, he hasn't really done anything to make me think he's the strong religious type. Sure, he said like a messenger of God, but it was done along the lines of, oh, you can't defeat someone like me, a messenger of God. And I didn't think anything of it. This week, however, it's going along the lines of literal religion. Like, oh, you're sinful, like your captain commander, like, gave you time to escape, do you not value life, how sinful, and so on and so forth. Like, if he was truly that religious, in my opinion, he would have been like that since the beginning. And what I mean by beginning is, like, when he was hunting Shinji and group down to begin with. But yeah, I honestly think that there's more than one person inside of Lily. But and that's how he's able to regenerate himself like that, because he's not immortal. No way in hell is he immortal. Invincible is kind of a stretch, but so far, until the counter runs out, like, say he can regenerate himself 3 or 4 times, then he's obviously immortal. So then, the fight itself was pretty simplistic. Now, to be perfectly honest, there was a theory going around that Shunsui's Bankai was a representation of his family. Like, Shunsui, like Kanten was his wife, and Kikotsu was his daughter. And I was like, oh, that's a pretty interesting theory. But the way things go about, I think it's some. I don't think that's the case now. Or maybe no, no. I don't think it would be the case. But to be perfectly honest, um, like when Nanao mentions mother, the first one that comes to mind is actually Lucy, because there's been this striking resemblance between Lucy and Nanao since the beginning. Now, to be perfectly honest, I thought that Kubo was just like rehashing character models like he did with Candace and Minanis, Orihime and Rangiku. But now that there's purpose, well, purpose hasn't really been given to it. Purpose has really opened up with it, and yeah, kind of interesting. But the interesting fact about it is the fact that her Zanpakuto is actually Shunsui's Kikotsu, the child version. Now, like, let me read again. I can never win against you. I guess there's nothing I can do. I'll return her to you then. Your Zanpakuto Kikotsu. I just, like, what is the relation between. Well, obviously, like, the Zanpakutos obviously have a purposeful relation. Like, maybe the theory about mother and daughter being true, but, shouldn't we not being the father? Or maybe it is the case. For some reason I was actually thinking that maybe Nanao could be Shunsui's daughter, but, that was a stretch in itself. Could be wrong, though. I mean, like, Kubo does surprise me when it comes down to these sort of things. But yeah. I'm just really happy to see, like, the child version of, well, Nanao's Zanpakuto now. I just want to know what the hell happened. So, hmm. It makes me question, like, Shunsui's Bankai. Is the Bankai not really based around the two Zanpakutos, but instead Kanten only? Or maybe it is, and they like just fit together perfectly. Again, like because they do fit together perfectly. Minus their shape and size, there's not really that much difference. Albeit Ukitake's twins Zanpakutos are exactly the same, but I never thought anything of it. Hmm. A lot of questions have been opened up, like is Lucy Nanao's mother, or like who is Lucy's no Nanao's mother, and why did Shunsui take her Zanpakuto away from her? Well, if that's the case, hold on, let me. Didn't she already have a Zanpakuto though? Well, I never really saw one. That's the thing. So I am a bit curious as to. Hmm. This is very interesting. But the problem is, like, with this type of battle, well, not this type of battle, I mean, this section as a whole, is that the only one that I'm finding interesting mainly is, Shunsui and the Now. I mean, this happened last time with Mayuri and Nemo. And like, Nemo, I never really thought anything of her. I didn't hate the character. I thought she was a cool character. But there wasn't really that much to go on until, the Perndina fight. Now, the same is possibly happening with the Now. So yeah. And it's a shame that Lily and Perndina so far, well, Perndina I can speak for wholeheartedly, of course, because like we've seen that fight, like we got nothing out of it. Like Perndina was simply like in all intents and purposes cannon fodder for character development. And so far, Lily is becoming that for Shunsui and Nanao. Hopefully, Lily gets a pass at least. Or again later down the line, but again, I hate saying that because I just feel like I'm giving an excuse. But yeah, I'm just babbling now. This chapter was very interesting, and I'm gonna give it a 8 out of 10 simply because of the ominous aura around it and the questions that reside. And I'm really hoping that they're answered next week in some form or another. And like the why. Why did Shunsui take away Nanao's Zanpakuto? Like, what is his relation with her mother? Like, is Shunsui actually Nanao's father? So yeah, I'll see you next week. Good day.